And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. The Georgia Southern Eagles prepping for their return trip to the Camellia Bowl. Plenty of storylines going on as they get set to take on the University of Buffalo. One of the main ones being that is where the Eagle quarterback Kyle Vantrease played for 4 years. They're getting ready to take them on. It's also the first year the Georgia Southern has been back in a while. First-year head coach Clay Helton leading the Eagles to a bowl game with a 6-6 record after last year. The Eagles only won 3 games, and he had installed a new offense and defense. So we'll hear from Clay Helton and a few of the players from their press conference earlier in the week. We'll also send you out for plenty of basketball action, including the Georgia Southern men with a couple of games, including a game in which they frantically came back but ended up losing to Morehead State. Also a victory that they had over Wofford, the women in action as well. And we'll also send you out for some high school basketball, including Portal and Southeast Bulloch. All that and more coming up on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888. or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com. McCooks Pharmacy, located on Highway 80 East, is family owned and operated by Lynn and Janie McCook, as well as their son, Josh McCook. Serving the Bulloch County area since 2005, McCooks Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service where the customers come first. Vaccinations are available, including shingles, flu, pneumonia, and Tdap. Drive-through service is available with 2 drive-through windows for your convenience. McCooks Pharmacy offers free local deliveries, and new customers are always welcome. Continuing the tradition of our family caring for your family, McCooks Pharmacy, Highway 80 East. Well, the Georgia Southern football team getting set to return to Montgomery, Alabama for the Camellia Bowl, which will take place December 27th. Down in Montgomery. We had a chance to talk with Georgia Southern head coach Clay Helton and a couple of the players, including former Buffalo quarterback Kyle Vantrease, who's excited to be playing his old team once again.
You know, we're really excited. It's been a great week of preparation. Just finished up practice number 4. We've got 2 more practices before we do Christmas break, and then we'll come back next week to have a couple practices here in town before reporting to the great city of Montgomery and having an unbelievable opportunity at postseason play against a really good Buffalo team. We've had the opportunity to scout them in all 3 phases. Extremely well-coached football team. That you could see get better and better without the year. And, you know, watching that Akron game, what an exciting game for them, to be able to get to postseason. 2 teams that really fought to get here and now are reaping the rewards of postseason play. So we're excited about the opportunity and look forward to it. You know, we have always looked at we don't got to play the game of football, we get to. And we fought like heck to have one more opportunity together. You know, we didn't want it to end. This team is really special. It's laid a really special foundation for the future. And nobody in that locker room, from coaches to players to everybody in the building, all 188 souls, none of us wanted to end. So we fought like heck against a really good quality opponent in App State and earned the right to play in postseason. So we get to go to Montgomery. We get to play a great team in Buffalo, and we get to play together one more time with a team that, you know, this team will not be ever again together. And so we cherish that moment together. Standard for Georgia Southern is going to be championships, and that's what we have to live up to, the consistency of championship play. But this was a great step forward as far as laying a foundation. But like I've told the guys, understand that this is just one step. The ultimate goal always has to be championships. This is a great reward, and for the guys that donated a year of their life, I think of the Justin Ellises, I think of the Dylan Springers, of the Logan Myers. You know, those guys that said, you know what, Coach, we see the vision. We'd like to be a part of it, and let's ride. You know, let's go together and let's go try to do something really, really special. You know, I commend them because they worked really hard to get us to this moment. And you look at those guys now; they're going to look back when they're my age, you know, and look back and go, you know what, that team, you know, that 2022 team, I was a part of a Power 5 win. I was part of a top 25 victory. We beat our rivals, and everybody rushed the field, and we got to go be in postseason play and fight for a victory, and so that's a special memory for them. It's a great foundation laid as we continue to progress and move forward. Very well coached football team. Defensively, majority of 4 down, mixes in a little bit of 3-4. Been really impressed with their defensive personnel across the board. They've got some kids that have even declared for the draft, and they are a quality defense that, just like we've seen in our league, can cause challenges, and I thought they did a great job against Akron, especially down the stretch of keeping themselves in the game and giving them a chance to win at the end. Offensively, a lot like us. They spread the field, they get it to their playmakers, they use a no-huddle offense. Quarterback, I thought, was heroic in the game versus Akron. They did a tremendous job in 2 minutes. They've won a couple close ball games down the stretch. We actually practiced those situations today, because when you look at that Akron game, it took a game-winning drive at the end, and you could see their fight, wanting to get to postseason play. So a challenging football team that we'll have to put our best foot forward to go try to go 1-0 on the week.
Being able to start or finish my career against the team that I started it with, that's pretty cool. And then being able to go and see a bunch of my friends. I still know a lot of those guys on the team. And the coaches still, those are people that helped develop me into the man that I am today. So being able to compete against them this time instead of with them, it'll be a lot of fun. So they have a new defensive coordinator up there, but still I can help with personnel stuff like some of the guys that I've been up there with a lot. I know a lot about their tendencies, what kind of person, what kind of player they are. So I can give my 2 cents in that regard. And then the only other thing I can talk to is about the culture, the kind of team that it is. And it's a great team, they're very well coached, a lot of athletes out there, guys that can go out and make plays. So really just comes down to watching film and being able to put our best foot forward and being able to take advantage of some of those tendencies that I've seen personally throughout the years. It's just another week. Our goal is to go 1-0 on every week, and we don't care who we're playing. And if you were out there to practice, you felt the energy today, and it was really high. Everybody was flying around making plays, locked in on the small things, the details. People are ready to go and experience a bowl game. A lot of guys haven't had that opportunity, and we're just really excited for the opportunity to go to a different place, to play a different team in a mutual site, and be there and experience a bowl week. So
I'm feeling very grateful. That's the first word that come to my head when you ask me that question. I'm feeling very grateful, man, for this opportunity and for this chance to do it all again as a Georgia Southern Eagle. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's special. And right now, I don't want to think about what's gonna happen after the last game or anything coming. I just want to live in every moment, every second of this until it ends. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be special. Bowl games are fun because it's a chance to get more preparation and, roll into spring and then the next season and getting the young guys reps and things like that. And as a defense, like I said, we're feeling good. Yesterday we had a full pad practice, and everybody was flying around. As far as scheme and everything, man, we got a pretty good game plan. Coach Harris doing a great job, and the staff. And like I said, we're feeling good and just ready to go get after it.
And again, that game getting underway December 27th with an 11 a.m. Eastern Time start, 12 Central on the 27th in Montgomery. Stay with us. Basketball action coming up next. Wildflower Farms, located on Old Register Road in Statesboro, is a unique rental property for those visiting the Statesboro area. Located on a beautiful 6 acres just off the beaten path, Wildflower Farms has 4 bedrooms, including a game room and full kitchen, as well as an outdoor fire pit, and comfortably sleeps 8 to 10 people. And for those who may be in town for a show or rodeo at the Ag Center, a horse B&B is coming soon with 6 stalls and plenty of room to run in the adjacent pasture. Also available for events as well, you can book through Airbnb or call 912-536-7787 for more information. Well, the Georgia Southern women are off to a fantastic start to the season. The guys struggled a little bit, kind of righted the ship and then they lost a tough one this past Wednesday at home against Morehead State. Let's send you out for a few of their games. The Georgia Southern women's basketball team hosting Chicago State for their annual Kids Field Trip Day at Hanner. A packed house, a Bulloch County student seeing the Eagles jump out to an early lead. Constance Thomas hits the jumper. Nice post moves later by Shy Booker. We finish with 10 points. Andrea Rister able to hit the runner here. Chicago State trying to keep it close. Jacia Cunningham for 3, but the Eagles in command in this one. Paris Miller drives in for 2. Off the glass. Next, it's Rister hitting another one in transition. Eagles up by 1 at this point, and then it's the spot-up three-pointer by Miller. Paris Miller. Georgia Southern up by 6. Again, Chicago State trying to come back behind the 3-ball. Taylor Willard hits the 3, but the Eagles right back. Nice look inside to Diamond Stokes. She finished with 11 points. More from Stokes. Left alone here at the free throw line. She buries it. Eagles up by 5 at the halves. Georgia Southern pulling away in the second half. Taryn Ward for 3 of her team high 15. And then more from the Eagles from downtown. It's Leandra Gillis. And Georgia Southern wins 93-71. Georgia Southern men hosting Wofford Saturday afternoon. Eagles out to an early lead. Andrei Savrasov with the hook shot and the friendly roll. Next, Ty Strickland pulls up from just inside the arc, hitting the long 2. Then it's Jalen Finch getting this one from behind the arc to fall for 3. Wofford coming back, cutting the lead to 1 on this bucket by Corey Tripp. The Eagles respond. Caden Archie backs down the defender to give Georgia Southern a 1-point lead. Carlos Curry then inside, showing a little bit of touch. Georgia Southern up by 4, and then on the break, Savrasov slams this one home. The Eagles finding some success for a change from long range. Finch hits for 3 of his 16 points, which would lead the charge, and then it's Tyron Moore spotting up and knocking down the 3. Georgia Southern with 10 3-pointers in the game. Moore inside to Savrasov, a nice pass, and then Savrasov maybe gets by with a little walk here, but the hoop and the foul, he'd have 15 points and 7 boards, and the Eagles win 79-57. We move ahead to Wednesday. Georgia Southern taking on Morehead State. The Eagles off the mark a bit, to say the least, in the first half. 0 for 11 from behind the arc. They'd trail by 14 at the half after scoring only 20 points. Second half, Ty Strickland helps to lead a charge. He hits the reverse. Next, Savrasov hits the first 3-pointer of the game for Georgia Southern. Strickland driving in. He throws this one in. Back come the Eagles of Morehead State. The easy layup from Khalil Thomas, who'd lead all scorers with 21 points. Jalen Finch driving in for 2. Next, the nice look inside to Caden Archie with the reverse. And then it's Strickland spotting up and hitting for 2 more of his 14 points in the game. He'd have a good second half. Morehead State continuing to find wide open players. This time it's Trent Scott hitting the 3. The Eagles not giving up. Savrasov off the rebound and the lefty putback. A scary moment with 2 minutes and 14 left in the game. Kamari Brown crashes into the scorers table. He'd have to be carted off with what would end up being a concussion. The Eagles inspired. They'd score 18 points in the next 2 minutes and change, and led by Finch, who had 8 points in that stretch. He finished with 15 points. Late in the game, Moore hits a 3, but they'd run out of time, falling 74-71. Next up for the women, they'll play Friday at home, and the guys will play at Hanner Saturday at 3 o'clock against Campbell. Well, stay with us. High school basketball coming up next. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
Owning a small business is kind of a big deal. State Farm agents can help you find the right insurance coverage at the right price.
Call State Farm agent Matthew Tyson in Statesboro today.
Fall is here, and we've got you covered at RJ Pope's. Cheer on your favorite team with performance polos and jackets from Peter Millar and Gentile, as well as Southern Tide and AFCO. For ladies, they have the latest trends and fashions, including men's and women's jackets from Patagonia and Barber. RJ Pope's has a wide variety of on-cloud shoes for men and women, and a great selection of hats and caps. Shop one of their 3 locations, RJ Pope's downtown, Buckhead Plaza, and Vidalia.
Girl, how's your rental coming along?
Oh my God, I need to replace the floors. They're horrible.
You have to call Captain Save-A-Flow.
Captain Save-A-Flow.
Captain Save-A-Flow.
Come with me. When bad flooring casts its dark cloud from his lair, it floors out. It's Captain Save-A-Flow to the rescue. 912-225-9911.
Well, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jacket boys and girls in action this week. We also have some highlights from Portal from over the weekend, and some more from Southeast Bulloch from over the weekend as well. Let's send you out for some of the highlights. The Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets hosting Effingham County. Ladies first, and Madison Taylor pulls up and hits the jumper. Effingham coming back on the other end with the hoop and the foul. But the Jackets in control. Taylor ahead to Ansley Littles for the layup. And then they go outside. Natalia Odom knocks down the three-pointer. Next, more nice ball movement as Taylor finds Littles inside for 2 more. And then Corinne Talkington left alone as she buries the three-pointer. Madison Taylor later from just inside the arc with the long 2. And the Jackets roll 54-39. To the boys' game we go, a tall task for the Jackets. The Rebels out to an early lead as Keon Wallace is able to hit the 3. Later, Effingham on the break. Wallace to Grant Floyd for the layup. The Jackets trying to come back on the break. Colin Smith will throw down the hard slam and the foul. But the Rebels with the answer as Jordan Goldwire with the flush. Effingham leading by 10 at the half. Second half, Ryan Reed with the 3 from the top of the key. Next, a nice look inside to Reed for 2 more. Davis O'Dowd then with the alley-oop to Smith. The comeback continues as Brandon Wells hits off the nice outlet pass, but the Rebels just too much as they'd win this one by a final count of 53-30. To Portal we go, the Panthers and Claxton, and this one was all Portal. The nice look inside here to Marion Trimble. Next it's Joseph Thomas from long range for 3. The Tigers would try and hang around, but the Panthers in command. Trimble from the corner hits another 3 here. Portal up by 9. Elijah Coleman then going up for the hoop and the foul. Chandler Grooms next, left alone from his favorite spot. He nails it. Coleman then the steal over to Trimble. back to Coleman for the finish. Bryce Clifton getting in on the fun. First off the nice pass. He finishes. Then a good adjustment. Going in for 2 on this one. You think that's good? Take a look at this one coming up here. The hoop and the foul. The reverse. And finally, it's Amir Jackson powering up for the slam as Portal rolls 68-39. Back to Brooklet we go. Southeast hosting Swainsboro. This one close for a while. Madison Taylor pulls up in the lane for 2. Corinne Talkington then drains the three-pointer. The Tigers taking advantage of their size inside. Tania Williams drops in 2. Taylor then on the break. 2 more of her 16 points in the game. She'd lead the Jackets. Taylor then steps back and hits the three-pointer. Later on the break, Talkington 2 more. But the Tigers too strong, dominating on the glass, as you can see right here. A few offensive putbacks, and they'd go on to win this one by a final of 40-27. Moving ahead to the boys' game, and this one back and forth. Early on, Ryan Reed for 2. Davis O'Dowd then to Zachary Wells for the hoop and the foul. Next, it's O'Dowd, the three-pointer and the foul. And he'd able to complete the 4-point play with the free throw. The Tigers roaring back. They'd end up leading by as many as 8, but the Jackets on a run themselves. Ryan Reed finishes on the break and the foul. Then Colin Smith catches fire, hitting inside for 1, then working his way around for another. Then off the nice look from O'Dowd, the hoop and 1 at the half. Southeast gets a bucket from Reed just before the break. 12-2 run. They lead 34-29. Second half, Smith 3 more of his 21 points. Then it's Brandon Wells on the break. More in transition. Smith finishing up inside. Wells then drains the three-pointer. And finally, from the other side, Logan Barnaby hits for 3, and Southeast wins easy, 68-48. And plenty of the teams in action on Friday and Saturday. A lot of teams will be then going to holiday tournaments coming up the following week, including Statesboro hosting their annual tournament. We'll have those highlights for you next week. That'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.